ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਵਾਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਫਤਿਹ ਬੁਲਾਓ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਸਖੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਦੀ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਜਿਸ ਤੂੰ ਬਖਸ਼ ਲੈ ਮੇਰੇ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਸੋ ਜਸ ਤੇਰਾ ਗਾਦ। ਜੋ ਬੁਲਾਵੋ ਤਿਉ ਬੋਲੇ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਕੁਦਰਤ ਕਵਨ ਹਮਾਰੀ। ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗ ਨਾਨਕ ਜਸ ਗਾਇਓ ਜੋ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਕੀ ਅਤ ਪਿਆਰੀ। ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗ ਨਾਨਕ ਜਸ ਗਾਇਓ ਜੋ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਕੀ ਅਤ ਪਿਆਰੀ। ਸਤਸੰਗੀ ਜਨੋ, ਕਰਿਓ ਬਿਰਤੀ ਇਕਾਗਰ। 2-4 ਮਿੰਟ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾਪ ਕਰੀਏ, ਨੇਤਰ ਬੰਦ ਕਰਕੇ, ਜਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਨੇਤਰ ਕਰੀਏ, ਹੱਥ ਜੋੜ ਕੇ ਮਨ ਬਿਰਤੀ ਇਕਾਗਰ ਕਰੀਏ। ਆਓ ਜਪੋ ਜੀ। ਬਾਣੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਬਾਣੀ, ਬਾਣੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਬਾਣੀ। ਬਾਣੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਬਾਣੀ, ਬਾਣੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਬਾਣੀ। ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਣੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸਾਰੇ, ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਣੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸਾਰੇ। ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਣੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸਾਰੇ, ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਣੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸਾਰੇ। ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਕੈ ਸੇਵਕ ਜਨ ਮਾਨੈ, ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਕੈ ਸੇਵਕ ਜਨ ਮਾਨੈ। ਪਰ ਤੱਕ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਿਸਤਾਰੇ, ਪਰ ਤੱਕ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਿਸਤਾਰੇ। ਪਰ ਤੱਕ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਿਸਤਾਰੇ, ਪਰ ਤੱਕ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਿਸਤਾਰੇ। ਜਪੋ ਜੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਬਾਣੀ, ਬਾਣੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਬਾਣੀ। ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਣੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸਾਰੇ, ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਣੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸਾਰੇ। ਗਾਵੋ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ, ਗਾਵੋ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ, ਗਾਵੋ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ, ਗਾਵੋ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ। ਜਪੋ ਜੀ ਵਾਹ ਵਾਹ। ਗਾਵੋ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ, ਗਾਵੋ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ। ਆਵੋ ਸਿੱਖ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਕੇ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ, ਆਵੋ ਸਿੱਖ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਕੇ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ। ਗਾਵੋ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ, ਗਾਵੋ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ, ਗਾਵੋ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ, ਗਾਵੋ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Satsangi Jano, with the blessings of Akal Purkh, Deen Dunya De Malik, Sahib Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, and under the beautiful guidance of Sachkhand Vasi, Sant Baba Jaswant Singh Ji, Mujude Mahapurush, Baba Anhad Raj Singh Ji, we're all gathered here today in the presence of Guru Maharaj, reflecting on their Bani. This week we've celebrated the Pehla Prakash of Aad Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. All of this Satsangi Jano that we're experiencing here today, this only happens when you're in a blessed Sangat and a beautiful Sangat. Countless people are sitting here, coming and going this week. And hand on heart, have you ever experienced such beauty, such warmth, such love? Have you ever experienced what Guru Bani has been telling us? Have we ever actually even done vichar, contemplation of what Guru Bani has been teaching us? And only these things happen when Mahapurush do their kirpa, when they do their, show their mercy, when we have the blessings from Akal Purkh Vaheguru to come in a blessed Sangat like this. In a Sangat, in a Sad Sangat, is where we actually find faith in Guru Maharaj. Before that, we might think we have faith, Sangatji, but we don't have faith. Faith is actually an end game. Faith happens right at the end, Sangatji. Jiske man baswas prabh aaya, tat gyan tis man prakataya. And Sukhmani Sahib Guru Arjan Dev Ji tells us, Biswas or faith comes at the end. And when it comes at the end, that's when you have all the experience of the Divine Vaheguru within you. Before we have a curiosity, or we have a need, or we have a mang, that mang then turns into faith. When we come here for the Guru's sake, then we're coming for faith. We're coming before the love of the Guru. And when we're worshipping Guru Maharaj in this way and contemplating on their Bani, there's no beautiful way to spend that time but in their presence. This week's Satsangi Jano has been absolutely beautiful. On the first day, we had Bhai Arjan Singh Ji Nirmala. They spoke to us about where Bani first originated from Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. They spoke about how Guru Nanak Dev Ji went into the Vehi Nadi and came back with Mool Mantra. The whole essence of Guru Bani, the whole essence of us being here has come from that Mool Mantra. Ikko Ankar Satanam Karta Purkh Nirbhav Nirvair Akal Murta Juni Sahib Gur Prasad. This is what was given to Guru Nanak. Then Jap Aad Sach Jugad Sach Happy Sach Nanak Ho Sipi Sach. Our Guru is Guru Nanak Dev Ji. We're holding their hand. That's why to meditate up to Nanak Ho Sipi Sach Sangat Ji. Even Ikko Ankar is enough. Ik is enough if we do that with faith. But Guru Maharaj is what they've given to us up to Nanak Ho Sipi Sach. Let's meditate on those words. The idea is that we become those attributes. We become Nirpa, we become Nirvair. We become timeless in ourselves. And then we merge into the qualities of the Divine Vaheguru themselves. After this Sangatji, we had Bhai Divjot Singh Ji, who actually spoke on Prakash Gurupurab Day, and they spoke about Baba Buddha Ji. They spoke what happened on the Prakash Day. Santa ke karaj aap khuloya har kam karavana aya ram was the first hukamnama that Baba Buddha Ji read from Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. And what we're seeing here is Santa ke karaj aap khuloya har kam karavana aya ram. Mahapurush are doing themselves. Vaheguru aap hi kara rahe. Sache Pacha aap hi kara rahe, aap hi sun rahe, aap hi das rahe, aap hi kuch sab kuch kar rahe. That's Mahapurush. So in this way, हाँ आपको बोलना जानना मैं करी सब हुक्माओ जियो. And after this, मेरे बड़े वीर उस्ताद जन भाई भुपिंदर सिंह जी ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਸੁਪੁੱਤਰ ਨੇ ਰੇਟਿੰਗ ਵਾਲੇ, they spoke about Baba Mohan ji. When Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Bhai Guru Das Ji, Baba Buddha Ji, Baba Mohan went to Baba Mohan Ji's Jowara. Those shabads, that time is full of so much love, so much. There, sorry, body sunde bas biraga janta. Mere man shabad logo gar meetha. We could imagine being sitting there in the presence of the Chobara, sitting there listening to the shabads being recited to Baba Mohan Ji. We were all there. Then Guru Sevak Jatha, yesterday, beautiful Katha, spoke to us about what happened when Maharaji was at Ramsar Sahib. Today, ik to ik chadan diya, kaun jane mere nao jiyo. All of those are so great. Das ki keh sakde. We today were speaking about jara hukum hoya, speaking about the language and the grammar of Gurbani. Satsangi Jano, when Guru Ramdas Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj was sitting at Ramsar Sahib, they were compiling the Gurbani as we heard yesterday by the Guru Sevak Jatha. As fast as water flows, by Guru Das Ji was writing this Gurbani. As it was being narrated, but as fast as the water flows. Within Gurbani, Guru Granth Sahib Ji, how it was written in the past, and even now in old Sarups, everything was written in one line, which is called Ladiwa Rakhar. There's no spaces in anywhere within the Guru Granth Sahib. Why? To make sure that there's nothing could be added, nothing could be taken away. All in one line. And then when you're reading that Shabad, your dhyan, your concentration has to go in. Everything's about living in the present moment. To live in that state of sun. Everything was written in one line, so there's no room for any mistake. You can't even check what's going on, and it's going in such a pace. In that, as that Bani was coming and as that Bani was flowing, we came to Gaudi Rag, Satsangi Jano. Gaudi Rag, which in the Ashtapadiyan, those that read Guru Granth Sahib Ji will know that when you get to the Ashtapadiyan, and when you get to any Ashtapadiyan in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, at the end you'll find Shuddh or Suddh, as we say in pronunciation. Shuddh meaning it was been signed by Guru Sahib to say this is correct. So every other rag, wherever you find, you have Suddh written there. Just like Asadi or Suddh, as he put at the end of the Vad. But Kamala in Gaudi Rag, Maharaji has written Suddh Kiche. Everywhere else is Suddh. Utthe likhiya Suddh Kiche. Suddh Kiche the matlab ki hai Satsangi Jano. We're talking about the language and the vocabulary and the grammar of Guru Granth Sahib. Maharaj Guru Arjan Dev Ji Jangar Das to Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, Hey Sache Padshah, tusi aap hi shuddh kar lo. Suddh Kiche. There's an ardas. Ke Hey Sache Padshah, tusi aap hi shuddh kar lo. In the same way, Arth of Gurbani, we can all sit here and do Arth of Gurbani, but only the person who could do Arth of Gurbani is Guru Nanak Padshah themselves. Everybody else can't. As they want to speak, they speak. And then in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, as they're writing Guru Granth Sahib Ji and they're narrating, we do not call Guru Granth Sahib Ji's pages, we call them Ang. Ang means you're a part of the Guru, Ange Khud. Like Guru Nanak Dev Ji transformed themselves into Angad. Their first name was Bhai Lana, they changed them into Angad. You're my Ang, you're my limb. In the same way, these are all limbs of Guru Nanak Padshah. In the same way, Ange Khud, Angad. So when their Angs are being written, if you look at Guru Granth Sahib Ji, you have Ang numbers at the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But there's no Ang number on the first Ang. Every other Ang has a number. Again, we're talking about the language and the grammar of Gurbani. Every other Ang has a number. Why Satsangi Jano? Because Guru Granth Sahib Ji starts with Ik Oankar. And there can be nothing higher than Ik Oankar. Even this, when Bhai Gurdas Ji is writing the Gurbani, narrating the Gurbani, enna dhyan rakhya, Satsangi Jano. That there's no inadulteration, there's nothing that's wrong with this Gurbani. Everything is absolutely correct. As it's being narrated, it's being written. Even the Anga numbers are being written, Satsangi Jano. So here, we come to the rest of the prasang when we're talking about the language and the written script of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Tansri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, before giving the Gurta Gaddi to Guru Angad Dev Ji, before transforming to Guru Angad Dev Ji, they gave Guru Angad Dev Ji a bachan to collate the Gurbani, to put them in Pothiyan Sahibs, to organize and categorize the Gurbani. So if you imagine Guru Nanak Dev Ji was going from place to place and then narrated the Gurbani a certain place, people would remember it, people would write it down. Japji Sahib, we know from a few years ago when we done the Japji Sahib job, there were conversations with the Siddhs. Those conversations were narrated and put together. The Siddhs were holy Hindu yogis, ascetics. They lived far away in the Samir mountains. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji went there where no one else could go to do bhajan balas about spirituality with them. And there in the Samir mountains, Guru Nanak Dev Ji narrated the Japji Sahib. So Guru Angad Dev Ji started collating this Gurbani, putting it together. But naal de naal, they started to create what we know as Gurumukhi. Before that, Gurbani was written in whatever language was around at the time. There was no official spoken language. People were writing languages called Lenda. Other Padshahs they were writing. But these were the language of traders. They'll make a few notes and they'll do their banking arrangements with these languages. There was nothing formal, no formal language. There was a language called Sharda that people used to use. Others, the Sadkar at the time used to use, the government at the time used to write in Farsi. So you had Farsi, you had Sharda. Hindi came much later, Urdu came much later. But in that time, Punjabi wasn't a language as well, it was spoken. So there, Guru Maharaj, they gave them the alphabet. The alphabet was already there, our lipi was already there. Guru Nanak Dev Ji has created Bhavan Akhri Vani. All the Akhar are in Bhavan Akhri Vani already. But Guru Angad Dev Ji formalized this in the 35 Akhar that we have, in the Lagamatra that we have, the sounds and the vowels, and categorized all this. And now they categorize the Bani as well. And we see this in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Just at the end of Japji Sahib, we read Salok, Pavan Guru Pani Pita Mata Tartvahat. This Shabad comes at the end of Guru Granth, end of Japji Sahib. We're all familiar with it. Later on in the Gurbani, Guru Angad Dev Ji had the Mahalla Duja. So when we say Mahalla Pehla, Mahalla Duja, Mahalla Tija, that indicates which Guru Sahib has written that Bani. So Mahalla Duja Guru Angad Dev Ji, Mahalla Tija Guru Amar Das Ji, Mahalla Chautha Guru Ram Das Ji, and so on. Mahalla Nama Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj. When we come to Mahalla Duja, Guru Angad Dev Ji has created the same body, same slok, but instead they slight changes. Parna Guru Pani Pita. Slight changes, but that shows that the Gurbani was passed to them and they created and categorized everything together into what we have, the alphabet and the lipi. Why did they create this language, Satsangi Jano? Because Guru Nanak Dev Ji has told us, the Gurbani has told us, Gurbani is a jag mein chanan, karam vase mane aaye. Gurbani is the light of this universe. Gurbani is the light of this world. And if you have the light of this world, the light is accessible to everybody. Where the languages at that time, Sanskrit, Pali, Prakirti, Arabi, these were the languages that were around at that time that were used for religious texts. People didn't understand them. People couldn't communicate with them. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Guru Angad Dev Ji, Guru Amar Das Ji wanted to speak to the individual person to make sure that they're touched. Karam vase manai, Guru Bani is jag mein chan. Guru Bani is one for everybody, belongs to everyone. Satkar Yog Baba Ji, Baba Jaswant Singh Ji will always sing this Shabad. Amrita Bachana Saad Ki Vani. Jo jo jape taski gat hoye, hove har har naam nit rasan bakhani. And they used to indicate, they used to emphasize these words. Jo jo jape. Jo jo means whoever. Not just Sikh, not just people who come here. Jo jo jape. Taski gat hove. Anybody who recites this Bani. This Bani is for everybody. So then at the time of Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj, the Pandits, the Qazis, they came to Guru Maharaj and said, we have issues with you. We have issues with what you're doing. You're writing these scriptures, these spiritual texts, this Gurbani, but none of it is in Arabic. None of it's in Sanskrit. You're going against the ancient traditions. Why are you doing this? And Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj said this. They said the Guru's word, the Divine's word, it's like water to a thirsty person. But divine knowledge that you have in Sanskrit and Arabic is like water trapped in a well. And then when you take that water out the well, it's only going to splash on the crops around you or the grass around you. Kavi Santokh Singh Ji gives this Saki in Suraj Prakash. But the Gurbani, the Guru's word, is like a cloudburst. That cloudburst will rain upon everybody, like in the monsoon season. It will rain on our fields, it will rain on the neighboring fields. It will rain on fields of people that you don't even know. And in this way, Gurbani is for everybody. It will reach more people. People relate to this Gurbani. So Gurbani is a jag mein chanan. Karam vase maniyai. Satsangi jano. In these last few days, we would have seen that Guru Granth Sahib Ji is alive. Hai tu hovenahar. They are. Do not see this as a kagaz shai. This is not paper and pen and ink. They are the living, breathing, sleeping, walking, talking embodiment of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. Our 10 Guru Sahibs, our 15 Bhakt, our 17 parts. It's written 11, but there has 17 if you read Suraj Prakash. Our Gursikha Di Bani, Baba Sundar Ji, Satya Balwand, some Gurmukh Pyare even say Bhai Mardana Ji's shabads are in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, or 3 shabads that are related to Bhai Mardana Ji. Ono bhi Umar Kita. And why not? Because Bhai Mardana Ji and Guru Nanak Dev Ji, there's no other rishta that's one soul and 2 bodies. Ek murt, ek jot dui murti, Bhai Mardana Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. And in the same way, this is the living, breathing, sleeping Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. Today, just as I remember, today is the Pavitra Diyada, the day that Sachkhandvasi Brahm Gyani Baba Nanda Singh Ji left this world. Today is their Barsi day. Also, Sant Baba Miha Singh Ji, their disciple also merged into them. Their mission, Baba Nand Singh Ji, Baba Miha Singh Ji, those that will know, if anybody has done anything to show the satkar of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, is these 2 Mahapurush, Baba Isha Singh Ji as well. Their whole journey was about the satkar of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Baba Nandan Singh Ji will say, don't see these as akkar, these are Guru Nanak's akkar. These are Guru Nanak Dev Ji's eyes, and they will see Sadguru Nanak Dev Ji parakat in each and every akkar of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. So in the same way, let's develop that bhavna, that relationship with Guru Granth Sahib Ji, that they're Guru Nanak Dev Ji themselves. When Guru Granth Sahib Ji comes to your house at Sangeet Jano, pehle come to do ardas hai ki Guru Nanak Sache Paatshah Ji charan paal. How many of us will actually think like that, Sangeet Jano? These only things happen when we sit in Mahapurush Sangat, where we get that bhavna, where we get that pyar. Maharaj, to see Avji charan paal. Come to our house. This is what we've learned from Mahapurush, from Baba Nand Singh Ji, Baba Isha Singh Ji. What we've learned from our Mahapurush, Baba Jaswant Singh Ji, how to have satkar for Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Jo jo japit is ki gat hoye, har har naam nit rasan pakhani. Let's move on. So Gurbani is the treasure of everything. Just like you're looking for treasures in the mountains and you're finding your rubies, gems, gold and diamonds, you need to have experience to do this. In the same way we need to, Jaisi Guru Bani Beke Sakala Padarth hai, Jo Jo Ikoje, Sui Sui Nipajavi, Bhai Gurudas Ji says, this is a treasure trove. And as we go in and further and further and further, so much will be revealed to us from within us. And we're seeing this in this week. So now we move on to the languages and grammar of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Satsangi Jano. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj speaks about the language of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, of Bani, in their Japji Sahib. Let's have a think. Can we think about what Guru Nanak Dev Ji says? We know our Japji Sahib. We read it every day. We hear it every day. What does Guru Nanak Dev Ji say? What language Guru Granth Sahib Ji is in? Sacha Sahib, Sach Now, Pakhya Pao Apar. Guru Nanak Dev Ji's word, their language is immense love. Pakhya Pao Apar. Unconditional love. So the first, if you want to know what Guru Nanak Dev Ji's language is, what Guru Granth Sahib Ji's language is love, is pyar. But let's go deeper into the languages, to the makeup of Guru Granth Sahib Ji now. Majority of Guru Granth Sahib Ji is actually written not in Punjabi. The language we will use is Gurmukhi, Gurmukhi is similar to Punjabi now. There are a few different grammatical differences. But if we think Guru Granth Sahib Ji is Punjabi, it's not. Guru Granth Sahib Ji, majority of Guru Granth Sahib Ji's Bani is written in a language that was a spoken language called Sadh Pasha or Sant Pasha. And this is a beautiful language, Satsangi Jano. This is a language that all the sadhus used to speak with each other. It doesn't matter where they were from, different parts of the country, different parts of wherever they were would speak in this common language called Sadh Pasha, Sant Pasha. And this again shows the commonality between the Mahapurush and Sadhus. This shows the commonality and the method and the meaning of Ikwankar. So Japji Sahib, when Guru Nanak Dev Ji is speaking to the Siddhs, when Guru Nanak Dev Ji is traveling around, they're speaking in Sadh Pasha. They're responding, they're getting responses in Sadh Pasha. So when we look at the Banis of Japji Sahib, when we look at Siddha Ghosh, Dakshini Onkar, all these different Bani of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, they're all in Sadh Pasha. Then we have other languages as well. From Sadh Pasha, then we have some traits of Old Punjabi. And this is then closely followed by others. Farsi, Braj Pasha, Gatha, Lehendi, Sanskriti, and then Sanskrit. All these different languages, and within them there are other dialects of Sangeetjano which we'll go into. What's interesting is that within this Gurbani, some of those languages change a couple of times in one line. Guru Nanak Dev Ji changes those languages. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, even though we're not going that way, but Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj Ji would change the language in one word. Samasto Paraji, Samastul Nivasi. These type of words are mixing Arabic and Sanskrit and other words together. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj would do this in their ecstasy. In the same way, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the Gurbani, is showing us many different languages in one line. So with Satguruji's blessings, let's go through each one of these different languages and show you some examples. Firstly, Sadh Pasha or Sant Pasha. As we said, the Mahapurush, the Bhagats, the Santjan, the Siddhs, they all spoke in this language of Sadh Pasha. These are the regional languages of the time. And it's very similar to Hindi. You might see some linkage with Hindi as well. So Hindi's kind of developed out of all of these different languages. But some of the languages of Marwadi, that's found in Rajasthan. If you speak to a Marwadi person, koi samajh nahi aanda satsang when you go there, koi samajh nahi aanda. But within that, in that Sadh Pasha, you have that. Then Gujarati, other forms of Mewadi in Rajasthan, other Bolia, even Marathi, all of this are formed within Sadh Pasha. And the Bhagats will speak in this Bani. Here's some examples. Bhagat Kabir Ji says, Janani janat sut bada hota hai, itna ko na jane, jo din din abad katat hai, mor mor kar adik laad, tar pekat hi jamrao hasa. Just translating quickly the Shabad, Kabir Ji says the mother thinks that her son's growing up, but what she doesn't understand is that each and every day that child's life is diminishing. More kar adkalad dar pekat hi jamrao hasa. And this mother's calling this child, this is my child, this is my child. But the messenger of death, Jamrao, Jamdut, is standing there laughing, saying, okay, you have your fun, but later that child's mine. This is the message Kabir Ji is giving in this. If you look at the words within this Bani, hota hai, katata hai, these are words similar to Sadh Pasha. If we look at Punjabi, we say ho reha hai, kat gaya hai. So hota hai, katata hai. When we hear words like this, when we hear Guru Granth Sahib Ji like this, we hear these Bani, what I'm trying to emphasize is that you could do a bit of a word association, Satsangi Jano. You hear the word and you think, okay, that's something similar to what might be familiar to me. And that's how we start understanding, we start understanding what Gurbani is telling us, through that word association. Then if we look at Bhagat Namdev Ji's Bani, Bhagat Namdev Ji, Marathi Sant, from Maharashtra, but they also spent time in Punjab as well. And in their Bani, you can see a mixture of Marathi, and you can see Punjabi, and they spent time in Rajasthan. So you've got a mix, of blend of beautiful languages all together, all mixed together in Sad Pasha. And here Maharaji says, Anile kagad katile kudi akas made parmiyale panch jana se baat batuwa cheet sadori rakhiyale. So giving an example, the Shabad's actually a good one to do vichara. We don't have time now. But the Maharaj says the boy takes paper, cuts it and makes a kite, and it flies in the sky. He's talking to his friends, but his attention's still on the kite. Guru Maharaj is giving us that example of saying how we should be in love with Vaheguru. Mana Ram Nama Bhediyale. But the languages that are used, again, Akas, Kagad, Gudi, Rakiyale, all of these are very synonymous with Sad Pasha, Sant Pasha. Despite the linguistic differences between Kabirji's and Hindi type language and what Bhagat Namdevji was singing, they are both considered as Sad Pasha. But let's give another example of Bhagat Namdevji while we're here. Maharaji says this, and in this, Guru Granth Sahib Ji, all of this is a conversation, a direct conversation with Vaheguru. A direct conversation. We can have that direct conversation ourselves. How? Here's an example of us having a direct conversation with Vaheguru, a direct experience Bhagat Namdevji is having. Pehal puriya panpundra kavana, tache hansa sagle jana, Krishna te jano har har nachanti nachana. Pehal pur sabra, athon pur sadmara, pindi aska uska har ka bagra, nachi pindi mein sagra. Here, Bhagat Namdevji is saying, using languages saying, you are Pahal Puriya Pundrakavana. You are the first of all, the primal. Pahal Pur Sabara. You are the first, the primal being. But later on, a conversation happens. Pram pram aaye tumche dwara. I've been wandering for countless of lives. I've gone through the jungles, I've gone through all different experiences. Now I've come to your door. And now they're knocking that door. Now think about everybody, that when you've gone home, you've come home unexpected. Think about it for a second. You've gone home, you come home unexpected. You open the door, you let yourself in, and someone's shouting from upstairs, so-and-so, is that you? That's you. And you say, Hanji, it's me. That's what's happening here in this Shabad. When we read this Shabad Satsangi, sometimes we make a mistake in the Ucharan. Maharaji says, Tu kunare maji nama hoji alate nivarna jamkarna. Sometimes we read Tu kunare maji nama. But within Guru Granth Sahib Ji, within the grammar, Guru Maharaj has put two, what we call dandiya, so two lines. They are like full stops. So each and every line there'll be a full stop, two lines together telling you where to end the Shabad. Even in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the numbering system's there. It will tell you how many Shabads are on the Ang, how many verses there are. The intricacies of how Guru Granth Sahib Ji was put together. Here, tu konare, Guru Vaheguru saying, who's there? Who's coming to my house? Tu konare. Who is it? They say, Maji. You don't have to say your name, because they know who it is. Vaheguru knows who I am. Maji. And Vaheguru saying, Namma? Kente hoji? Ha, it's me. So if you listen, hoji, Marathi. In Punjabi, saying Hanji, Marathi, hoji. So you can see, word association, we can understand what Gurbani means. Hoji, kente Namma? Kente Hanji? What's their bachan? What's their ardas? Allah te nivarana jam karana hai Maharaj Sache Padshah. I've come to your door now, please bless me. May I not be attached by this illusion of this world anymore. Save me from this world, save me from the Jamdut. Make me stay in your presence, in your charan. This is how we have a conversation with Guru Granth Sahib Ji. This is how we have a conversation with Vaheguru. Guru Maharaj, Bhagat Namdev Ji showing us in here. Now we move to Punjabi Satsangi Jano. And we find many examples of Punjabi in all the Baniya, for all the Guru Sahibs have written in Punjabi. Asa ki war, Vara Maha Alaniya, Var, Sat, Thiti, Rutti. All of these different Baniya are written in Guru Granth Sahib Ji in Punjabi. Guru Angad Dev Ji, notably, majority of their Bani is all in Punjabi. And if we read Salok Mahalla Duja, Ek nahi aas ki duje lag jaye, Nanak aasak kaandiye sadi reh samaye, Changa changa kar mane mane manda manda hoye, Aas ke eo na aakiye je likhe varte soye. Guru Angad Dev Ji is questioning, they're saying, what sort of love is this? You say you love Vaheguru. Remember, we were talking about the faith in Vaheguru. You say you have faith, and then how we fall at the slightest of things. So Maharaj is saying, you say you love, but then you're attached to so many random things. Why? That love that's conditional is not true love, what Maharaj is saying in this Shabad. The words changa, changa, lagga, varte, these are words that we use in Punjabi quite regularly. Changa meaning good, varte means to use, lagga to touch or to feel. These are words that we experience in Punjabi. So like this, the word association, again, even now we can associate many different words to Gurbani. When we hear a word, and now we start understanding what Gurbani is telling us by doing that word association, if we focus our mind and our attention in this way. Then things now get really exciting, Satsangi Jano. We now move on to a language called Landi. Landi is the old spoken writings of Punjabi. And Landi actually originates from West Punjab. And it encompasses a whole load of other languages. Potwari, Multani, Changi, Sariki. Loads of different languages are encompassed within Landi. It's probably the closest that's nearest to Sanskrit, the ancient language of the time. The Banis of Baba Sheikh Farid Ji are all predominantly in Landi, some in Punjabi as well. So when they have strong Multani, Potwari influence, if we look at the Shabads of Barag Maru, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, in the Var, the whole Var is written in Landi, apart from the end, the Paudiyan which are in Punjabi. If we give a familiar example of this, Satsangi Jano, we read in Raras, Tu karta sachiar manda sai, jo to bhave soi thisi, jo tu de soi ho pai rahao. So this Shabad is a mix, but there's some words in here, manda, thisi. These words are from Landi. They're actually Potwari words. From Rawalpindi, Chakwal, that type of area. Many people in the Sangha are from that area, Satsangi Jano. But even the word Sai, even in this word Sai, according to my Vidya Guru, Sai is actually Sindhi. So here you get different dialects coming into this. So here we've had Punjabi, Sindhi, Potwari, all in one line. Hai Sache Paatshah. Jini Manda Lal Rijaya. This Shabad, all Landi, Rijaya, Dahiya. These words, I dedicate my mind, I bow myself, I'm attracted to my beloved. All of these words are from Potwari, from Landi. Let's go even back further. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Happy Sach, Nanak, Hosi Pi Sach. Again, Nanak, Hosi Pi Sach. If we said this in Punjabi, it would be Hona. Hosi means future. That language, Hosi, Jasi, that's all from Landi, from Patwari, from Multani, from Mirpuri. These languages are from that side, Satsangi Jano. And mera man khirda, when I see people from Punjab, when I see Afghani Sikh, and I hear their bolli, hey Sache Pasha, this is my Guru Nanak's bolli. This is Guru Ramdas Ji's bolli. Kitna pyar lagda Satsangi Jano. When you hear those words, and you hear how Gurbani is written in that way, man khir janda. In this way, we carry on. Baba Farid Ji's Bani, Mardana Ji's Bani. Imagine the sweetness in their boli. Mitha bolan, never chalana, hatho deke, pala manai. If you hear the sweetness in their boli, Satsangi Jano. Sama Ijazat Deen De Rahe will carry on in abbreviated, but Braj Pasha is the next language of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Braj Pasha is an old language of the sadhus, especially those of the Bhagat Sants, those that were around Uttar Pradesh, those that were Ashiks of Krishna Maharaj, those that were heavily focused on Braj Pasha. Asawiyya in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, a lot of those are in Braj Pasha. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's Bani is also predominantly in Braj Pasha and very similar to Hindi now. Hindi has actually come out of that. Example, Sangat Ji, if we sing together. Gun Gobind gayo nahi janam karat keen Kau nanak kar bhaj mana jai vid jal ko meen Bikhiyan syo kae rachyo nimk na hoye udas Kau nanak sun re mana te kat brahm nivas. This again, Satsangi Jano, shows how universal Bani is, approaching absolutely everybody. Despite the language of the ancient texts, these are all together speaking to the common person so everybody can be included. Braj Pasha. Now we come on to Sanskrit, Satsangi Jano. Sanskrit is an ancient language, but even before that, even the Hindu holy texts weren't written in Sanskrit, they were written in Pali. Some of the older texts of the Hindu Dharma were written in Pali, which is the language of the Buddhists. But here, Sanskrit words found in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and even common in our Gurbani, word Simran, remembrance, has come from Sanskrit. So in Punjabi we say Chete Karna, in Urdu we say Yaad Rakhna. To remember, some Simran is from Sanskrit, but we use that in quite interchangeably within our language now. And so you will see Sanskrit within each and everything. Even the word Shabad, Satsangi Jano. Shabad, if we can cut into two, Shat and Bad, which means to cut the ego. This is the vibration that Guru Maharaj has come with, to cut our ego so we can connect back with the divine. Go back to the source, back to that silence. Bhagavad Jayadev Ji, they Mool Mantar pata nahi kinna puratan hai Satsangi Jano, but within Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the oldest written Shabad is by Bhagavad Jayadev Ji in that language. We heard yesterday that all the Guru Bani was narrated directly to Guru Arjan Dev Ji, to Guru Nanak Pacha Ji. When they came and Guru Maharaj was narrating that Bani to Bhai Guru Das Ji, Sanmukh hoke. Even in that Bani, when it was being recited, within that, especially in Kabir Ji and Farid Ji sloks, you see Guru Amar Das Ji responding, you see Guru Arjan Dev Ji responding. They're having a conversation, a common dialogue within there. Within those Shabads you hear Mahalla Tija, Mahalla Panjama. They will even respond with the name Kabir or with the name Farid, because they're telling us to understand Farid Ji sloks in this way, understand Kabir Ji sloks in this way. They're giving us this guidance at Sangeet Jano. In the same way, Bhagavad Jayadev Ji's Bani, Maharaji says this, Paramad Purak Manopamang Sad Ada Pavaratang Paramad Putang Parakrit Parang Jadachinta Sarvagatang Keval Ram Nam Manoramang Bad Amrata Tatmayang Nadanod Jasmarane Janam Jarad Marana Payang Rahao. So you hear the difference in this language, Satsangi Jano, the language of Sanskrit. But even with this, there's an interchange between Braj Bhasha and other languages. Keval Ram Nam Manoramang is Braj Bhasha mixed in with the Sanskrit, Satsangi Jano. So here are examples that Sanskrit's woven into Guru Granth Sahib Ji, but it's not predominant, but it's there as a mark of respect. Then we have Farsi, Satsangi Jano. So Guru Maharaj Ji adopted Farsi and not Arabi. Farsi was the spoken language. Remember, we were speaking to the people of the time. It was the Satkari language of the time. Guru Maharaj Aap learned Farsi when they were younger. And remember, when Guru Nanak Dev Ji went on their udasis to Baghdad, there they spoke in Farsi. They spoke in Arabic, and they spoke in this way. Shabad. Yak arz guftum pesto dar gons kun kartar. Yak arz guftum pesto dar gons kun kartar. Hakka kabir kareem tu beab parvatgar. Dunya makame phani te kik dil dani. Mamsar muye Ajrail girifte dil hech nadani. These are words of Farsi, but within that you can see mixtures of Punjabi written in there. Words Hakka, Kabir, Kareem. These are now within our language, but they're Farsi words. You are true, you are great, you are spotless, you are the cherisher, Parvadagar. And then in the end, Maharaj says, Nanak Bugoyad Janatura, Tera Chakra Pakhak. Bugoyad says, Keh Nanak, Janatura, I'm your servant. Jan is a Braj Pasha word, a Sat Pasha word, meaning servant. Tere Chakra, your servant, Pakhak is your dust. When we break up the words this way, again that word association, we will start to understand what Guru Granth Sahib is saying when we break it up one word at a time. Then we come to Sanskriti Satsangijano. Similar to Sanskrit, the Sokhi Sanskrit. But Sanskriti is mixed with other languages, Pali, Prakirti, and other languages are mixed within Sanskriti Slok. Those that are familiar with Guru Granth Sahib Ji will know that Sanskriti Slok come at the end, towards the end. But there are other Shabads in Jatsari Kiwal, in Asadiwar, that also explain the Sanskriti. They display the Sanskriti to us. Slok Sanskriti Mahalla Pehla. Pade Pustak Sandhya Badang, Sil Puja Sabagala Samadang. मुख झूठ पे पूकन सारंग त्रेपाल तेहाल विचारंग गल माला तिलक ले लाटंग दुई धोती बसर कपाटंग जो जानस ब्रह्मं कर्मं सब फोकट निश्चो कर्मं कौ नानक निश्चो त्यावै बिन सतगुर बाट न पावै. These are languages of Sanskriti. We were talking about earlier how Gurbani came back to Guru Arjan Dev Ji. These particular Salok Satsangi Jano, who were actually in Banaras at the time, in the hands of Pandits, they lost their father, and someone said to them, you've got the Bani of Guru Nanak Dev Ji in your house, recite that Bani. And they carried on reciting this Bani, Man Anand vich ho gaya. And then they said, we want to see the Guru now. Do you see, they took the Bani back to Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Maharaj knew the Bani anyway, but this Bani traveled, it was almost like a call was coming, and the Bani started traveling back to Amritsar to be included with the Guru Granth Sahib Ji. The Bhagats were coming to give their Bani in Prataka Darshan. The Bani was arriving back. In the same way, this Shabad of Sanskriti within Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Then moving on to Gatha. Gatha means discourse. But Gatha is also a language in itself, Satsangi Jano. And actually, Gatha is a form of Sanskrit. But the Brahmins, the Pandits, didn't speak in Gatha. It's almost like a slang English, like Cockney English. And people didn't actually like Gatha. They used to look down at people. Anybody used to read or speak or sing in Gatha. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Guru Granth Sahib Ji is Niche Uj Kare Mera Govind, Kaho Te Na Dare. They bring the lowest to the highest. That's how we're all sitting here in their presence, Satsangi Jano. And they exalted Gatha, the Bani and Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Gatha Goda Parang Sabjang Birla Jana Sansar Kam Tajanang Nanak Govinda Ramanang Sad Sangame. The Gatha is so profound and infinite, but only the rare people understand it. Guru Arjan Dev Ji is telling the Pandits. And I've included it, it's included in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Now Gatha has got more prominence than Sanskrit Satsangi Jano in our Guru Granth Sahib. This is talking about the different languages of Guru Bani. In the few minutes that we have, we will now speak about the grammar. But this is a whole topic in itself. We've spoken about the lines, the dandiyan, the full stops. We've spoken about Mahalla Tija, Mahalla Chautha. In Guru Granth Sahib Ji, you'll find Rahau. Sometimes we will say Rahau means to pause. Baba Jaswant Singh Ji done bachan on this. Baba Ji said it doesn't just mean pause. Rahau brings you into the present moment, into the sun, into Shanti, into the place where from sound to no sound. Rahau brings you into contemplation. Focus on that. Go inside yourself. Vichar on that particular Shabad. How do I incorporate that within my life? When we hear Rahau, we should pause Satsangi Jano at that moment. Reflect on that moment to see how we actually reflect that body within us. Sometimes Rahau is a question and answer when you have two Rahaus in a Shabad. Guru Granth Sahib Ji is written in rags to music, and some of the grammar, some of the wording is written to that. We don't have time to go into that today. Bhai Sahib done bachan to say we could speak about this, but time doesn't allow. Then, along with the 35 letters that we have in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, we have sounds and symbols, the vowel sounds. A mukta, where there's no sound next to each other. Then kanna, an A sound. Sihari, a slight I sound. Bihari, E sound. Onkar and dalankar, two different O sounds. One's longer, one's shorter, one's softer. Lam and dalam. This is the pet peeve of anybody who does Sangha Santhya. Sadhaka sang. Not Sadhaka sang, Sadhaka sang. We pronounce the Dalama. In Guru Gobind Singh Ji's time, Satsang Jo Pyar Daral Gursikh Bani Padda Si, and he came to Dakhni Onkar, and he was reading the Shabad Karte Ke Kimat Karte Jane. He should have said Kya Jane Guru Sura, but he said Ke Jane Guru Sura. Just one difference in the syllable changes the complete meaning of Guru Bani. Ke Jane Guru Sura means, what does your Guru know? Kya Jane Guru Sura means only the Guru knows. So a slight symbol changes the whole meaning of Guru Bani. Baba Nand Singh Ji Maharaj says, at that point, Guru Gobind Singh Ji pyar naal unhanu dasya ki isra nahi kaka, this is the Bani. Some people say that Guru Maharaj Ji slapped them. Baba Nand Singh Ji Maharaj, tat vite mahapurush say, nahi wo pyar naal dikhaya. And then after that, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Guru Gobind Singh Ji done Santhya, explain the meanings, the importance of Shuddha Charan, and that's how we have Damdami Diksar, that's why we have schools of Gurbani today, where they narrated the Gurbani themselves. All of these then create sounds of Gurbani. Each and every sound you can find in any language is now in Gurumukhi, because they've accounted for absolutely everything. These letters of Lagamatras also then tell the meaning of Gurbani Satsangi Jano. So the Sahari or the Onkar will lead to tell you the meaning of a word. For example, Nanak is written in 3 different ways in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Nanak could be written on its own with a kanna, or it could have a Sahari in it, or it could have an Onkar under the kanna. All of those have 3 different meanings. Nanak on its own just means it's a signature, Nanak. Nanak with an Onkar underneath means referring to Guru Nanak themselves. Sabte Vadda Sadguru Nanak Jinkal Rakhi Meri. Here, Guru Granth Sahib Ji is saying Sabte Vadda, the greatest of all is Guru Nanak. Jinkal Rakhi Meri. There's an Onkar underneath. Some Plikhe they say, Maharaj say Sabte Vadda Sadguru Nanak Jinkal Rakhi Meri. No. Sabte Vadda Sadguru Nanak. Some places have got a Sahari, which means Guru Nanak has done something. Anad karo mil sundar nari, Guru Nanak meri paj swari. Here there's a Sahari in it. Guru Nanak ne meri paj rakhi hai, has protected me. If we read Japji Sahib as well, we see the same examples of the Onkar. Gora ik dehe bujhai ik. Sabna jiya ka ik data. Ik has come twice. So main visar na jai. What's the meaning of that ik? Firstly, it means the number 1. The second ik means Vaheguru. Ik dehe bujhai. Sabna jiya ka ik data, so main visar na jai. The difference in that is the Onkar underneath. So there's different schools of thoughts within this Satsangi Jano. All of this are a part of the Khajana, the ocean, the deep ocean that Guru Granth Sahib Ji is. And there are other Shabads that will tell you this Vyakaran. Ram Das Sarovar Nate comes twice. One has a Sahari in Sarovar, one doesn't. One means by bathing in the pool of Ram Das Sarovar, and the other means Ram Das Sarovar Vichnate. 2 different meanings of Satsangi Jano when we look at this Gurbani. And this is why I said that Gurbani is a treasure trove. Joy, joy, khoje soi, soi nipajave. As we go deeper in, we find more and more treasures. Gurbani da koi ant nahi Satsangi Jano. So in this way, Satsangi Jano, I'll end this with these words. Sometimes we think Gurbani we can't understand. Is there any point of reading Gurbani? We don't understand the language. We don't understand the words. We don't understand the phrases and the grammar. Satsangi Jano, hand on heart, I did not speak Punjabi until I was 15 years old. I might have learned a bit, but I did not speak Punjabi till 15 years old. If I can do it, anybody else can do it. All these Naujawan are born here. They've been learning Santhya since very young. Doesn't matter how old we are, how young we are, this Gurbani is jag mein chanan. Karam vase mani aaye. This is accessible to everybody, Satsangi Jano. What Mahapurush are doing for us is absolutely incredible. And if we don't take on these gifts and bring this in our life, then we're wasted this opportunity, Satsangi Jano. But lastly, this. Do we need to understand Gurubani? Maharaj ji said, "Padya and padya paramagata pave." Whether you're intelligent, whether you're educated or not, you still find that same experience of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Just like a child, Satsangi Jano, a little baby might be crying and crying and crying, and a mother and father's voice will soothe that child. That presence will soothe that child. The child doesn't understand what that kid is saying, what that parent is saying. The child doesn't understand. Just the voice is enough. In the same way, just hearing our Gurubani, hearing the words of that Gurubani is enough to take us into Samadhi. Anand suno vadapagyo. Anand comes from listening. Dukh rog santap utare sunni sachi vani. Our pains, all our problems go when we listen to that Gurubani. So Satsangi Jano, in this way, let's bring Gurubani into our life. Let's learn these words of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Let's learn these words and make that word association, and you'll see how Gurubani starts meaning so much more to you. And with these words, Satsangi Jano, I beg your forgiveness. I thank you, the Sangat, for giving me this opportunity. Bhai Sahib Ji, मैंने पलेखे विच पाता this morning, good morning. हमने तो वेले तरके. Well, message, please can you do this katha? Maharaj Kirpa Kiti hai, Sangat da darshan ho rahe. And now, with your forgiveness, please. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.